A happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Gay and I are doing our St. Patrick's Day program, and I'll just start off by singing the Irish blessing. May the Lord, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine bright upon your face. The rain falls soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, and until we meet again, may the Lord who loves us all hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. It's a very good song that John taught us at school. St. Patrick's Day is an important day in our family because my mother was born on St. Patrick's Day and our sister was born on St. Patrick's Day. Today we're going to concentrate on snippets from all over. We have Rebel Media is now in Australia. They're doing a fine job. In Australia, they're very strict on the COVID mania, and they immediately gave people shots, and the first, fortunately not fatal victim, but victim was a minister of health who had to be hospitalized after he had a shot. It was similar to the shots that we get here. Also, there's a story from Kentucky, a true story. When you say story, I don't mean a rumor.
No, a news story.
A news story that a group of nuns who had the non-vaccine, we can't call it vaccine, but the non-vaccine, and just about everybody tested positive for COVID after the shot. There has been at least 2 fatalities, right?
That's correct.
And about 40 people having COVID. Now, why are we doing this? It is the most normally, if people have banned colored toilet paper because as obscures study showed that colored toilet paper, colored Kleenex can give you possibly something. We have real fatalities, and knowing what causes these fatalities. 40 people having...
Actually, there were 35 people at the convent, and 29 of them tested positive after getting the vaccine, immediately after it. And it had been very closed in. They were very careful through all this whole shutdown. And 2 of them, they were older, but very important in the community, and they were there. 2 of them died in hospital from COVID. The complications of their not so good health plus COVID finished them off.
Yes, thank you for telling the story accurately. So what are we doing? Why are we doing this? I'd like to know. there are people like Vicano, I should call him Archbishop Vicano, say they're doing it to attack the family, attack the church. Why? Who's behind this? And why are we following the lead? On Sunday, at St. Anne's residence, I believe almost everybody got shots of the non-vaccine. John and Gay Castle opted out as usual. And we've opted out for a lot of things in the last few years. And on Monday, a very busy day, lots of people using the laundry, etc., etc. It was quiet. No one was around. It was a silent day, and the activity hasn't picked up as well as it usually is. It's very stressful. This isn't the most important reason, but it's very stressful to see your neighbors and your friends and to hear of the fatalities, the setbacks, the possibilities of serious COVID reactions. So, and I seriously blatantly encourage you not to take the non-vaccine. It is complications. There's deaths all over the world, France, Australia, etc.
The doctor in this Kentucky town, he was reporting to the news people. He said, this sort of thing is happening far more commonly than people realize. And why don't they realize it? Because no one tells them. And we hope this program will not be taken down because we're telling the truth.
Thank you. We could be, another thing we would like to talk about is Derek Sloan. Derek Sloan is a fine Christian gentleman who is remotely not at all racist or anything, but it was planted in his donations, and politicians do live by donations and run campaigns by donations. And he got a donation from someone who obscurely never uses his name, that also happened to have Nazi sympathies. And this was a clear plan. He didn't know this person, but like many of us when we're having a political campaign, accept donations without scrutiny. Our donors, we usually have need all the money we can get and all the support. We don't ask for portfolio of the people who donate. So it was clearly a plant, and people know it. And Derek Sloan has been kicked out of the Conservative Party. We have just made phone calls to various MPs asking them to help
Reinstate
Derek Sloan. We're doing this because Derek Sloan has been badly treated, and I think one of the reasons that he was critical of others is that they were not taking the violations of human rights seriously, while they were posing all these things because of COVID. And we now know from Statistic Canada, obviously a department of government that hasn't been bought off, so to speak, that there is more confinement and more danger in lockdowns, in isolation, in all these things that we have suffered, than people dying of COVID. Now, you've got that right. The problem is not COVID. People can handle that. The problem is confinement, restriction, isolation. There's a breakdown of more family violence, more child abuse, meaning to say that which is spontaneous and not not in a situation where the people are abusers, but they've reached their limits and they blow. So here we are, we're suffering from the confinement. We're not suffering from COVID. Yes, there are people who do get COVID and who need to get well and so on. But the biggest problem is not COVID, but the confinements, the isolation, the lockdowns. Now, if Derek Sloan was critical of these lockdowns, couldn't we admit that he may have been right and that he should be reinstated? We have to restore and renew freedom of speech. We don't need this on the record. So have you anything more to say?
No, I think you've said it very well. So
Yes.
we are concerned for people. We want them to be safe. We also want a healthy political atmosphere in our country, and on every side. And we're praying for our country, for Canada. I'll just end. I'm not going to stand up, and I'm just going to sing "O Canada." O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, and a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Yes. God bless you all.